Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so today I'll going to discuss about the sociology, right? And how its trend is there, why we should opt for the sociology, and what are its pros and cons. Then I'll also going to tell you that how we will going to deal with the class and what will be the strategy for our classroom program, right? If we see, as we all know this thing that in our optional subject we are having the paper 1 and the paper 2, right? There are certain topics in the sociology which are common in the paper 1 also and in the paper 2 also. That is like politics or the political sociology, religion, marriage, family and kinship. Then we are having the social change. These 4 units are such which are there in our paper 1 also and they are there in the paper 2 also. But the question comes, why the sociology should be taken or who should opt for the sociology? First of all, the students maximum they know about the sociology, that sociology is all about understanding of the society. Now, if I go with this perspective, which has been mentioned in our books, sociology as a discipline, it came in 1838. Right? And what the people they used to say? That sociology is all about scientific study of society. But the question comes, before 1838 also, we were having the society. Then why sociology came only in 1838? Before that also it can come, or it can come after 1838 also. Now, what are the factors due to which the sociology came? That is basically given in our first chapter. Sociology as a subject always gives you an edge with respect to your holistic understanding of our society. Till now, we all are the part of society, right? Why the human being used to live, why we are interacting in the society, right? Why the people they used to perform the marriage, what is the culture is all about, what is religion, why people want to follow any god. All this question comes. Sometimes we ask our family members also why we need to follow this particular custom or the culture. What is the significance of this? Why we are following this custom? Some of them are known to us, but many of them are not known. It means, let's say our parents will tell that we are performing this ritual because this is the significance. But there are certain things what even our parents are also not knowing. They say that generation to generation these rituals are going on and that's why we are also following it. Similarly, sociology is a subject which is basically made by different people. Let's say you are the 5 people, right? 5 people means the 5 sociologists. You gave your opinion that, sir, I feel that this is the thing which need to be done. According to me, society is supreme, you said. And you said everything which is existing in the society, we should study from the societal perspective. Today, you are wearing the clothes. Now, why? Because our society has set some standards. If we will not going to behave according to that society standards, we will not be able to get acceptance in this society. But let's say we are the tribal people living in the tribal area. There might be the people, they are not wearing the clothes. It might going to get accepted. So sociology says that understanding the society is very important. And in the society, society is made up of people, the individuals. And we all individuals are having our own emotions, right? We are having our own thinking. We might going to feel that I do not want to follow the society rules and regulation. It can happen, right? Let's say this is a traffic light, right, sir? You are the one who sometimes used to stop on the traffic light, but sometimes you used to jump also the traffic light. Now, when you are stopping, why you are stopping? Why you are following the rules then? So when you are jumping also, then also the people are there. Fine can be there. It happens now. Sometimes we used to obey the traffic rules, but sometimes we do not. Depends upon our needs. It means we, the human being, might be stopping on the traffic light not because we are having the respect for the law. Might be because the traffic police person will going to impose a penalty on us. That's why we are stopping. And sometimes we jump because we feel that on this traffic light, no traffic police person used to stop. And that's why you jumped it. In sociology, we try to understand both the things. If the individual is performing any action, why you are performing? And if the society wants that you should perform this action, why? Simply taking, let's say marriage. I start with the concept of marriage. Right? What is marriage? How you will going to define it? Union of male and female. Now do remember, in sociology, triangle sign is for the male and circle sign is for the female. And equal to means they both have got married. Now you said, sir, it is a union between male and female. But in the society, sir, homosexuals marriages are also going on. Right? Apart from this, in some societies, polygamy is also going on. One man is having multiple wives, right? Or one wife is having multiple husbands. Isn't it? Now, I'm not talking from the Indian perspective. I am talking in general, according to you. Now, what is marriage? As you said, sir, it is a union between male and the female. But here we have said, So it can be the union between male and male also. It can be the union between female and female also. There can be the union between the one female and the multiple males, or the one male and the multiple females. Everybody pressurizes after a certain point of time. Now you should get married, now you should get married. But why? For society. Now, if you are saying for society, those people who have not married, are they been socially excluded from the society? No. Then but still, in the modern society also, there is hardly, I think, the 10% in the entire world people who are unmarried. Right? In a particular age group. Rest all of them are married. And then they got divorced also. When we talk about the marriage, see, now everyone is performing the marriage. But when it comes to define, we are not able to understand how to define. Sociology is one of this subject only which try to give us the answer for this. If we are performing the marriage, why we are performing it? And if we will not going to perform the marriage, why we are not performing it, that need to be understood. In basic, marriage is basically performed for our sexual desires, for our emotional satisfaction, fulfilling the economic needs, and providing legitimacy to the child which will take birth through the institution of marriage. Now, let's say in India we said, sir, live-in relationship is there. In the live-in relationship, the girl and the boy, they are staying together, but they are not married. And let's say the girl gets pregnant. They are not marrying. And now the girl will going to have a baby. Whether that baby will going to get legitimacy in the society? No. Society will ask now, who is your father? Who is your mother? Give us the proof that they both are the mother and the father. Now that proof you can give it only when you perform the marriage. You got yourself registered as a husband and wife and went to the MCD where you showed your marriage card or any document. After that, they have accepted that you are the husband and wife. Right? If you are not giving any type of document, and then you are saying that my child has taken the birth, kindly write the name, mother and the father. The corporation will going to ask, kindly provide us the document that you are the husband and the wife. How we will going to know? You say, no, we are living in the live-in relationship. And the girl to whom I am committed, there is no need to get married. In our society, it is not acceptable. Right? It means marriage is a form of union where two or more people, they used to get unite to satisfy their economic needs, their physical desires, their emotional satisfaction, and above all, the legitimacy to the child which will going to take birth. Right? This is the most important function of the marriage. Now, let us take the example of our Indian society. Hardik Pandya was having the live-in relationship with the girl. The girl got pregnant, and before delivering the baby, Hardik Pandya married that girl so that now when the baby will going to take the birth, the legal father will be there. Same is the case, Ranbir Kapoor, Alia Bhatt. Alia Bhatt was pregnant. Ranbir Kapoor married before she will going to deliver the baby. It means in our society, our totally the different cultural norms are there. Right? And that's why to provide the legitimacy to the child, it has to be done. But now if we see, we look at the marriage, now I'm coming from the Indian perspective. Let's say we are talking about the marriage from the Hindu religion. We are talking the marriage from the Islamic religion. We are talking the marriage from the Christianity perspective. Now, among the Hindus, marriage is considered as sacred. Right? Some rituals has to be followed. And people earlier, they used to believe that marriage is a union of 7 generations. Right? 7 jalmon ka hai. They used to say like this. If among the Hindus, marriage was so sacred, then why nowadays the divorce rate is increasing? Why the couple they want to get separated? Likewise, in the Islam, marriage is a contract. In that contract, clearly it is mentioned that if the husband will going to leave the wife, husband has to compensate some money to the wife. Right? And also, at the time of the marriage, the Qazi should be there. Along with that, either the 2 male members as a witness or the 4 female members as a witness should be there. And in that meeting itself, the proposal will be done and the acceptance has to be done. After that, the marriage among the Islam, they used to get recognized. In the Christianity, the most important significance is given to the ring. Right? If the girl is proposing the boy or the boy is proposing the girl, the significance of the ring exchange is very much. And at the time of the marriage, they used to go in the church, the boy side and the girl side. Their family members, they will going to give the letter to the church that this is our girl, this is our boy, they both want to get married. Now church will going to announce this thing within their community that this is the boy and the girl who are basically going to get married. If in the society anybody is having the objection, kindly let us know. So in their community, if anybody is having the objection with the particular boy and the girl marriage, they will going to raise their objection in the church. Then the church will going to intimate this thing to the family members that these are the people who are basically objecting the marriage of these 2 people. So kindly, first of all, clear their doubts or why they are having the objection. Please consult them. If no objection used to be there, the date which has been announced, the boy and the girl, they will going to go in front of the Jesus. The father will going to take some ceremonies, rituals, and they both used to get married. Now, it means in our society the marriage has been performed. These are the functions what actually our marriage is performing is given the thing. After the marriage, when a girl and the boy, they are having the sexual relationship, society will never going to oppose it because now they are the husband and wife. But let's say they both have not married it. You are staying here in the PG only. The girl and boy, they are having the sexual relationship they will going to get arrested. Right? The people will not going to accept it. Complaint will going to be there. If the complaint will going to be lost by the PG, right, that it is only the girl PG is there, boy came, right, and they both has been founded like this, the police will going to take it. Isn't it? It means that it has to get the legitimacy in the society. These are the functions. But is it that marriage is always good? No. It means there is another angle also. Now, if I look at the another angle of the marriage, then there is the dysfunction of marriage also. If the function was there, definitely the dysfunctions are also there. One of the dysfunction which is now increasing day by day, divorce rates are increasing. Right? Divorce rates are increasing. Then another thing is, due to dowry, even till today, suicides are going on. Domestic violence is still there. Despite the law, child marriage is still persisting. Now, these all are the dysfunctions of the marriage. Now, within this, there is a feminist. Feminists are those people who basically talk about the gender equality. Or they are the one who always talks about that why in our patriarchal society women are getting subjugated. Now, there are certain feminists who are very radical. Radical are those people who always believe that in this society, through the love or the peace, this society will never going to listen us. So we always want to take some radical steps. Let us fight. Let these people should understand that we are the peace-loving people, but if you will not going to give us the rights, we will going to fight for it. Radical people says the patriarchal society is where the female is always treated as a commodity. This is one of the viewpoint. They say when the male is going outside to do the work, they are getting the money. But when the housewives are doing the work in the home, they do not get any salary. Most of the cooking activities in the home is performed by female only. But in the market, if you are going to any restaurant or any corner of the eating, there, who is cooking the food? Male. Right? Now, why is it so? If in the home the maximum of the cooks are the female, then outside the home, why the maximum cooks are the male? Because there they are getting paid. And they feel after the marriage, if we have taken the wife, it is her responsibility to look after the household activities. If the same work has to be performed by any other, let's say you have to clean the utensils, wash the clothes, right, cleaning the floor. If you will going to keep the maid, you will going to pay them, na? But if the wife is doing the work, you never give them the salary. So here the question comes, whether the wife is only the commodity, where after the marriage you brought them, you are using them according to your convenience. You told her, I have to go to the office, kindly prepare the breakfast, prepare my lunch, pack my tiffin. When you come back, then also you say, I am so much tired, right? Give me the food. And when at the night you expect that your sexual desire should be fulfilled, it means it became the commodity. And even if, let's say, the husband and the wife, they both are going for the work, right? Both are going for the work. After coming back to the home also, husband expect it is the wife duty to look after the household activities. Isn't it? It means in the office also she is performing the work, and when she is coming back to the home also, it is her responsibility to look after it. And when, let's say, she becomes the mother, now is it only the responsibility of the mother to clean the diapers of the child, right? Or to look after the baby? Husband is equally there. He is also the father. But most of the time, maximum caring is performed by the female. So here the radical people says that why this discrimination is there. Even till today, most of the decisions in our families are taken by the male. Especially which vehicle need to be purchased, right? In which property we need to invest, in which stock market we can invest or not. Even let's say the wife is willing to invest in the share market, wife is willing to invest somewhere. Now what the husband expect? First of all, you should consult me, right? Then you do that. But when, even in today's society, many of the orthodox people are there, they are not taking any type of advice from their wives or the children. If they have decided we will going to purchase this car, they have done it. If they have decided that they will going to purchase this property, they have done it. So this is a dysfunctional aspect, right? And very interestingly, when we try to understand the society dynamics, look at the most primitive society. In the early primitive society, marriage as an institution was not there. In the society, if the boy and the girl, they were having the physical relation, and if the female will going to give the birth to the baby, that baby was belonging to the entire community. There was no concept of the father or the mother. Then why the marriage became important? Many people in the world, they say marriage as an institution initially came because of the economic reason. Initially. Now why? Because population started increasing. Now if the population started increasing, resources were limited. Now those people who were having the control over the resources, and those people who do not have the control over the resources. Now either it can be the men or the women. Now they need to survive. Now for my survival, what I have done? Any girl who was having the property, I went there, I asked her that please kindly keep me in your home. In return, I will going to do whatever the job you will going to tell. If you will going to tell me to work in the agricultural field, I'll do. If you will going to tell me to perform the household activities, I'll do. Like this, initially, the men and the women, they both started staying together. Over the period of time, the emotional needs of the human being, it started growing. Now when obviously if the boy and the girl, they are staying earlier, and if they are staying together for let's say more than 1 year, the emotional bonding starts coming. And when they started understanding each other's needs, now let's say the other person is there, he said that you give this girl to me. Right? I said, why I will going to give you? She is basically doing the work in my home, and in return I am giving him the food. So why I should give you? From here what happened? The different religions came in the world. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism. And they interpreted this relationship of the marriage according to their own religious customs. Because before Buddhism, Hinduism was there, Sikhism was not there, Jainism was not there. Now when they came, they also interpreted the marriage according to their own ideology. Like this, the marriage came. And today if we see how the marriage as an institution has changed. If we see 500 years back also, marriage was getting performed. Right? In the 1980s also marriage was getting performed. Today also the marriage is getting performed. But the nature of the marriage has changed. In the 1940s or let's say the 1920s, when the child used to take the birth, at that time itself, the parents used to finalize with whom the boy will going to marry at the time of the birth only. Right? Over a period of time, what happened? By the time the boy was 14, girl was 6 or 7 years, she used to get married. More the society changed. When the society changed, now what happened? The age of the marriage increased. We got to know that the minimum age should be the 18 years for the girls and 21 for the boys. Over a period of time, due to this industrialization, urbanization, now there are so many boys and the girls who are at the age of 35 also, and they both are not married. Right? It means the nature of the thinking has changed. The age of the marriage has increased. Divorce started getting accepted. Not only getting accepted, the second marriage also started getting acceptance. Earlier, this type of divorce was not getting accepted. Why? Society does not use to give the good character certificate to the boy or the girl. But now, over the period of time, they all started getting accepted it. It means, as the society is changing, accordingly, the marriage as an institution has also started changing. And this is why, if the UPSC asks us the question, how over the period of time, marriage as an institution has changed? Or, what is the impact of education on the institution of marriage? So what happened? More rationality came. Girls got more awareness about their rights. Right? The legally also, many of the constitutional provisions came. Hindu Marriage Act 1954, Hindu Special Marriage Act 1956, prohibition of dowry, right? Ban on the prenatal sex determination. Then Maternity Benefit Act 2017. Recently the issue of the triple talaq. By all these things, we try to improve the condition of the female. Clear? So now you see, this is what basically the society angle is there. When we talk about the sociology, sociology is this only. It will never going to see only from one dimension. It will always going to see every perspective. How the marriage is having the impact politically, economically, socially. Right? If the marriage is good, why? And for whom? If the marriage is not good, why? And again for whom? It means sociology as a subject try to ask the question from the society itself. Like, One more example if I take it. Let's say I talk about the kinship within this. What is the meaning of kinship? Family is one thing, kinship, relations. Right? Now, if we will go into see the relationship with this perspective, I'm drawing one diagram, then you tell me whether it is accepted or not. Continue. Now, let me first of all tell you what it is all about. If I have put the arrow here and I said ego, it means now we are tracing the relation from this person. And this is a triangle. Triangle means male, right? Now, he's a male, she's a female. And they both are there. Now, who are they both? Couple, husband, wife. Now, husband and wife are having the two children. This is his male child, that is the son, and this is daughter. Now, if you see, I am taking the arrow from her. Now, she is a female, and now the arrow is going on the triangle. According to, let's say this, for him, who is he? Uncle, right? His uncle, na? That is mama, right? Now, it is his uncle, that is uncle's wife, and this is his cousins. Similarly, if I'm saying, who is she? Mausi. ठीक है ना? Mausi na? Mother's sister. So, this is mother's sister, right? So, this became the aunt and the aunt husband, Mausaji, and their children, again the cousins. Now, look at from the father side. Father side, I have touched the triangle here. Now, who is he? Uncle, Chacha or Tau, right? Elder brother or the younger brother? His wife and their children. Same is the case, the Bua, right? And their children. Now, can you tell me, now all are your cousins. These are also your cousins. These are also, this is your cousins. These are your cousins. These are your cousins. These are your cousins. Can you tell me which is your parallel cousin and which is your cross cousin? Parallel is from the, acha, on what criteria you said? Everyone. And the cross? Yes, this is a genuine question. What is, first of all, tell us what is the parallel is all about? See, there is a logic behind that. My father is male or female? Male, na? Now, my father's brother is also male and their children. So, my father is male and my uncle is also male. It is a parallel, same sex. Similarly, my mother and my masi. right? Now they are also having the same sex, so their children. It means this one is a parallel cousin, right? This one is my parallel cousin. Got it? Opposite sexes, cross cousin. Mother's brothers and their children, now they are my cross cousin. Similarly, my father's sister, their children, they are my cross cousin. Got to know this thing? Exactly. Now, why we have deal with this parallel and the cross cousin? Because in Maharashtra, some parts, in Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana, you can marry your cross cousins. Right? Yes. Like, let's say, beta, what is your name? Let's say this is Atharv. Right? Now, Atharv can marry her. Isn't it? In the Andhra, it is there, na? You can marry your mother's brother daughter. But can this be there in the North India? नहीं ना? यहाँ पे क्या है? Why? हाँ, यहाँ पे हम क्या बोलते हैं? Sister है. Right? In North India, we do not perform these types of marriages because ये तो मामा की बेटी है, and mama's daughter is basically my sister. So how is it possible that being a brother I can marry my own sister? It means culture variations comes. In the South, cross cousin marriage is acceptable. Among the Islam, cross cousin marriage is acceptable. But in North India, cross cousin marriage is not acceptable. Right? Now you see, in the South also the Hindus are staying. In the North also the Hindus are staying. But within the religion also, see, one is going for the cross cousin marriage, one is not going for the cross cousin marriage. And now what is happening? Earlier, if you want to interact with your relatives, you used to book a trunk call. Isn't it? Our parents used to book the trunk call. That I want to talk to my person and he is basically staying there. So can you please book the trunk call for me? Over a period of time, what happened? Mobile phones came. On the mobile phone, we were paying at one point of time incoming charges also. Right? Incoming and the outgoing was there. Today, when the call has become free, are you contacting all your relatives? Are you in touch with all your relatives? Some of them, with whom you are having the bonding. Otherwise, with most of the relatives where we used to interact, if any family function will be there, or in our family any marriage will going to be there, at that point of time we used to interact, and other point of time we never used to interact. It means the way urbanization has increased, over a period of time, due to this urbanization also, within the institution of kinship, the roles have changed. Earlier, people prefer to stay together in the joint family. But now, due to the better education, better job opportunities, people have to migrate to the urban areas. And in our society, if we will going to see, there is a cyclical process, joint to nuclear, nuclear to joint. Now how? Right now, let's say, this is clear, parallel and the cross cousin is clear, right? Now this is only if you will going to see, let's say Athar family is staying nuclearly in the Maharashtra. Clear? Now, this is a family which is staying in the Maharashtra. This is a nuclear family. Over a period of time, what will happen? Atharv got married. Atharva's sister got married, right? They were having the children. Atharv family will going to have a children. Now what happened? Again, from the nuclear it is started converting into the joint, right? And then again, these children, they will going to leave you. They will going to settle down. It means in our Indian society, joint family to nuclear family and nuclear family to joint family, this is a cyclical process which is going on. And this is what UPSC asked the question, that in the Indian society, it is not like that we have totally separated from our joint family. We have only migrated to the urban areas because the better job opportunities and the better education opportunities are there. If in your respective areas, the better facilities of the education, or let's say these coachings will be there, why you will going to come to Delhi? Obviously, you will going to stay there only because your own people are there, right? We-feelingness is there. Here, we do not know anyone. Everybody is totally coming from the different regions, right? Cost of living is so high. Despite that, we are living. Why? Because education is there. And then we used to compromise. Fine, we have to study for 1 or 1.5 years. After that, I'll going to complete the things. And then I'll going to move back to my area. This is what basically the impact, how it has come on the institution of kinship. Got this thing? This is what our sociology talks about. That's why the most advantage thing in the sociology is we know the society. Yes, we have to write it from the sociological perspective. That definitely we're going to do. Another advantage is sociology is such a subject in which you will never going to get the low marks. When I say low marks, you know about the society. If I say, you tell me this thing, do you think India can ever become the casteless society? No? Why? Okay. There is a chance. How? Yes, right? If we will going to see why the caste system we are not getting it done, reason being is, in our society, caste used to give us our identity. Right? And as I said in the ethics lectures also, we the human beings are highly insecure. And that's why politicians, religious leaders, regional leaders, they always ask the vote in the name of caste. Right? Or sometimes what happens? Our elders, they always prefer that first our marriage should be done within one own caste. So that that caste solidarity should remain generation to generation. In this sense, irrespective we are there in the 21st century, every day we used to see so much of the caste discrimination is going on. Even till today, people, they used to discriminate the Dalits from entering into the temple. Sometimes they literally used to kill them also. So the question comes, what type of the modern values we are inculcating? We said education can change the things. But the education is not been able to get penetrated into the mindset of the people. Your thinking is different, your parents' thinking is different. And earlier also I said, in India, 98% of us, we are externally westernized. Only the western clothes we have weared it. internally we are Sanskritized. Our religion, our culture, so much of the possessiveness about that, regional feeling is there, right? And due to this type of disparity will never going to end. Thus, that's why now all these are the answers. I have not used any of the sociological reference till now. These are things you are telling me. It means the basic understanding of the society is known to all of us because we have seen our surroundings. That's why in the sociology you will never going to get too much less marks. Third point, if you see the analysis of the UPSC, the optional papers what the students are taking it till the 2022. Sociology is one of the subject which has been taken by maximum students. Right? Along with that, the other two subjects are political science and the geography. This I am not saying. This is the UPSC report, official, which they are saying. You can search on the internet, UPSC report 2022. There on the page number 125 itself, you will going to see UPSC has clearly mentioned that the number of students maximum who are adopting it was the geography, political science and the sociology. Out of that, if I talk it in the percentage wise, sociology is one of the optional in which every year 9 to 10% of the success ratio is there, which is the highest among the art subjects. In the political science, they are varying between 8.2% to the 9%. Geography, recently some trend has declined, otherwise it was good. UPSC has given the report in the geography, they said that surprisingly that this year the geography selection is nearly about 5.2%. But before that it was 7 to 8%. So if I go from the 2000 till the 2022, sociology is always performing within this range. 9 to 10% of the students who are getting selected, they have opted for the sociology. It means if the 14,000 students are appearing for the mains, out of the 14,000 students, approx 1,300 to 1,400 students are from the sociology. And from the 1,400 students, 140 students are those who have made it to the final selection. Right? This is the stats what the UPSC says. Another thing, the benefit of the sociology is there. See, as I said, in the sociology, we always look the things from the holistic perspective. Our approach of addressing any question in the GS or the essay will always become the better. I can guarantee this thing. Because now, you know, even if let's say any question comes for which you do not have any answer, no idea also. Despite that, what will happen? We will look at from the multiple dimensional. Let's say India relations with the America. Now we are not knowing about exact thing. Or what is the Baghdad declaration is there. Or the NATO treaty and its significance for India. We don't have any idea. Despite that, we know NATO is the group of the Western countries and India is there. For India, what it means? Economic perspective, we want the good relation with them. Atmanirbhar Bharat will going to be there. Political perspective, we need the political stability in the Europe because many of our Indian companies, they have invested in the Europe. If any type of the turmoil will going to be there in the European society, it will going to have a direct impact on India. Thirdly, we are one of the prime member of the Europe trading partners. Many of the export and the import is going on. Culturally also we are trying to build the good relations. Recently, our Prime Minister has been invited as a guest of honor in the France. Now these are the good things for us. And the NATO can be used to counterfeit the terrorism. NATO can be used for our strong need of the energy security. NATO can be used for the technological enhancement of our area. With respect to the defense, Israel is our crucial partner. France is also one of our crucial partners. So from the defense and the security perspective also, Europe is very important. Now, despite not knowing anything about what is the NATO is all about, at least these are the common things what we are knowing it. Sociology gives us here the edge. Then essay. If I go through the essays of before the 3-4 years, earlier one topic was 100% coming from the social issues perspective. But since last 2-3 years, UPSC is asking the questions on the philosophical perspective. It means you have to write the philosophical essays. Now, in the philosophical essays, either you should know the meaning of that quotation. If we are not knowing the meaning of that quotation, then you need to understand in which context that quotation has been used. Unless and until we will not be able to use that thing, we will not be able to write it. So here, our sociology helps. To understand the meaning of that, right? This is one of the things. Next comes your interview. You are from which state? Delhi, Arunachal, UP, Maharashtra, UP, Andhra Pradesh. Now, ma'am, you are coming from the Arunachal, right? In your area, right from the childhood, you have seen many times that India and the China, right, they were always having the fight with each other. Now, what is the solution of this problem? As you are the real person who has stayed there, you know the real sentiments of the people who are there, then according to you, how this issue can be resolved? Being the interview member, I can ask this thing, right? What will be your approach? We tried it. When we tried to do the protection, China used to oppose us. We tried to build the proper metallic road in the Arunachal on our borders. China has opposed us. That how you can create a road nearby the borders on the Arunachal itself. And when our Prime Minister went to Arunachal, China again opposed it. How Indian Prime Minister can go to the Arunachal? Right? Because that is the disputed claim is there. Then our Prime Minister said, Arunachal is and it will be always a part of our Indian society. Right? When such type of question comes, we need to be diplomatically very sound. We cannot say, so proper negotiation should be done. The counter question will come. It means, ma'am, you are telling us that previous diplomats do not have the proper negotiations. Isn't it? What we wanted, that's the need of the RS, that the proper development should be done. And when the proper development will be there within the with respect to the Arunachal people itself, and at the same time, from the international community, we need to put more pressure on the China to counter-attack the China resilience and the perseverance with respect to that area. We need to have the aspiration of the people which need to be fulfilled. If those aspirations will not going to get fulfilled, the Northeast people feel relatively deprived. And when that relative deprivation will going to be there, might be they will going to get attracted towards the China. Right? Then because she is coming from the Northeast, not mandatory that the question will be only on the Arunachal. Issue of the Manipur can be asked. Issue with respect to the Northeast development can be asked. Right? Issue with respect to the tribal people can be asked. Same is the case, so you are coming from the Andhra. Right? Now they can ask that kindly let us know any of the 3 major problems which the Andhra is facing. Now you have to look at from the broader perspective. I'm not talking about only from your district. I'm talking from the Andhra perspective. Right? Now in the Andhra, one of the major problem will going to be there that the water proper resource channelizing is not there. Andhra is complaining to Telangana that you have taken the Godavari river maximum water. right? You are not giving us. But Telangana is saying this thing. You are having the Vijayawada, you are having the Tirupati, you are having the Amravati, the three major areas from where your economy is going on. Vijayawada, you are having the port, right? Tirupati is one of the sacred place throughout the India from where the thousands of the people are coming. And then the Amravati is there, which the city is already getting developed as the capital city. Then where the discrimination is there? In the Telangana, what we are having it? Only the Hyderabad. Isn't it? Then what will happen? The political tussle increases. And then the question can come, why the regionalism is so much penetrated in the South Indian states? We need to justify. If the counter question has to be done, we can say that it's not like that. Regionalism is having both the positive and the negative aspects. If we are having the form of the regional identity, we will be able to develop our own region. So this is a good. If every region can get developed in India, automatically the nation get developed. But if this type of the feeling comes, my state is only better as compared to other states, this is a threat to our national identity. Got my point? It means in the sociology, again I am saying, always develop the holistic perspective. More you will go into develop this holistic perspective, your answers will always going to get edge as compared to others. Looking from every angle. Yes, social, political, cultural, religious, right? It gives you a broader understanding of the topic. Like recently in the Maharashtra, you have seen that how the politics is going on, right? This thing. Now, what you will going to talk about that? Earlier, Eknath Shinde went, right? He took the tag of that Balasaheb Thackeray, a huge setback for the Shiv Sena. Now, after that, Ajit Pawar also got the confidence. If the Shinde can get the symbol of that, I can also get the symbol of the NCP, right? I will also going to fight for that. Now, in your Maharashtra, all of a sudden, the political dimensions have changed, isn't it? Now, there can be the cheating with the people also. How you will going to see that? What, due to these types of the politicization scenario of the Maharashtra, where do you feel that the development of Maharashtra will suffer and why? Okay. And simply see what will happen. The people who were basically fighting with each other, right, or fighting against each other, now they will going to become the enemy of each other, right? In the rural area, earlier they were working together. Now the fragmentation will come. And when the fragmentization of the politics comes, ultimately it affects only the people, not the politicians. Today, let's say, if Ajit Pawar and his party will going to get more cabinet portfolios, Eknath Shinde will going to get annoyed and he will say, I'm going back to the real Uddhav Thackeray. It can happen. Right, this thing. Similar is the case. Today, Mr. Pawar has joined the politics. Tomorrow, if his aspirations will not going to get satisfied, he might going to go back. So when we talk about the politics, in the politics, sociology, we are talking from the sociology now. In the politics, we first of all talk about the theory of power. Why person need to have a power? What is the difference between the power and the authority? Hmm. Yes, power is something, he is using his muscle power and beating someone, right, even when the other person is not accepting it. So he is using his muscle power, that is the illegal power. So we are not concerned in the society with the illegal power. That will be dealt by the law. We are more concerned with the legal power. Legal power is authority. Right? Authority is given by whom? We the people. And authority is of three types. Very interestingly, charismatic, legal rational, and the traditional. Right? Traditional authority, example, British monarch. Right? In the Britain, it is always the queen family who will going to be there, generation to generation. Recently, queen died. Charles became the new king. Right? It means only from their family, the king or the queen will going to be there as a monarch. So this is traditional authority. In your family, if let's say your mother is dominating or your father is dominating, then what is this? Traditional authority. You do not go against your parents, right? Traditional authority. Charismatic authority, you believe a certain person is having some extraordinary values or the ideas, charisma. That's why you always used to believe in it. Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King. When these people, they used to say, today we will going to start the movement, everybody was with them. Right? Here, today if he will going to tell his sister, bring the glass of water, his sister will say, go and get yourself. Isn't it? Our authority is nothing. Our own family member do not listen to us, where the society will going to listen us. So why the people they used to listen them? Because the people believe that these are having some extraordinary beliefs and the values which are not common to the people. Gandhiji died, but the Gandhian philosophy is still existing. This is what? After the death of the charismatic leader also, his ideology is still followed. Then the legal rational, for which we all are pursuing, bureaucracy. Right? The clear rules and regulation according to which we will going to rule in the society. These are the theories of power. If the power is existing only because of these three reasons. There is no fourth reason. You take it any example throughout the world. America is trying to have the power. Right? Legal, rational bureaucracy will going to be there. In the African nations, or let's say UAE, any prince will going to be there. They can have the traditional authority. Right? And if any such leader is there, to whom right now, any person throughout the world, they are getting the recognition, might be over a period of time. I'm not saying right now. Might be Modi ji will going to be considered as the charismatic person. Right? Now why? In India, when the lockdown was there, he said to chant the mantra, people done. He said to lit up the diyas, people done. Right? Bajao thali, people done. Right? Now, might be no significance. Might be the spirit only he wants to do. But the people like the Mukesh Ambani, he was also doing the same thing. Because the Prime Minister said. And whenever Prime Minister is going to the different nations, he is addressing the parliaments of the different nations. Because of his orator skill, the other people, they literally used to get so much influenced with him. That what is this man is all about? Today, Indian community is staying in every country. Wherever our Prime Minister used to go, right? He always booked one community hall to address our Indian members. By this, what is happening? The other country leaders feel, why this we cannot do in India? When we go to India, we only used to come, meet the Prime Minister, meet the President and go back. But when he is coming here, he is not only meeting us, but he is meeting with his own people also. And the craze about him is something extraordinary. The moment he comes down, people are standing Modi, 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 Modi. The moment he goes anywhere, the people are chanting Modi, 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 Modi. This is what the global leaders also try to understand. What is such type of the charisma this man is having? Why this type of things we are not getting it? Right? So this is clear. Now the question comes. Now we are talking about this thing. See, we talked about the marriage also. We talked about the kinship also. We talked about then the dimensions of the politics. You take it anything which is existing in the society. I talked about the caste also. Right? All these things are the part of society, and we will go into study in detail about these things in the sociology also. Same is the case if I am saying in the sociology, so you believe in the God? Why? We have been also taught not to tell a lie, right? But according to our convenience, we changed it, right? This is fact. We are believing in the God because our parents socialized us. Fair enough. But if our parents have socialized at that point of time, we were not having a huge understanding about the God. Now you are having the understanding about the society. You became the rational. Now why you believe? Let's say, sir, I'm not going to temple. I'm not going anywhere whether I will not be accepted in the society. Uh, in which context? Old family members, but family is the part of society, few people. In the larger context, if let's say I'm not going to any place of worshipping, but I'm contributing to the humanity, sir, right? Every time, whatever I'm earning it, I'm taking out the 10% of that and feeding the poor people. I am, let's say, giving the scholarship to the poor students so that they can get the free education. Right? For the welfare of the animals, I am doing the charity. Now here also, even if I am not going to any place of worship, will the society will not going to accept? Isn't it? Point is, sir, it is not about the God or not. Whether we believe in the God or not. That is not the question. Question is much more broader than this. Why religion came? Na? Na? What is religion? Simply, if anybody asks, what is religion? How you will going to tell? That will differ. Simply, anybody asks, whether it is not the concern whether we believe it or not. What is religion? How you will going to define? Only in one line. Religion is not all about culture. People changes. Agree. People can come together. Okay. Why people want to come together? Why? Agree. Religion is all about personal belief, but why then it is used on the public platforms? Why? Every time the religious gurus, they are not influencing for the votes. Can be there. See, these are the questions we ask from the society. We are not saying why you are worshipping. We say worship. But kindly tell us the reason. This is what sociology wants. Simply, religion, as he said, it is all about belief in supernatural power. I'm not talking right now which God we are worshipping. I'm talking about the evolution of religion. So from somewhere, religion came from somewhere, right? Whenever it originated, how? Let's say we used to say in general that the Adam and Eve was the first couple who were there in the society. We do not know a reality, but we believe that what has been told us. But after that, it means the God was not existing. It is the human being only who created the shapes of the God. Isn't it? How we got to know? It is a belief in supernatural power. And how that belief came? Let's say we are the 8 members living in the most primitive society. So nobody else is there. Only we 8 are there. And how we came, we also do not know. Because see, if my question is very simple, if the reproduction is going with the male and the female, then obviously it was the apes from where the reproduction came. And from the ape, over a period of time, we became the human being. Right? Darwin said this thing, survival of the fittest. And Darwin gave the evolution of the organic species. Darwin said earlier the human being was the ape. And from that ape, we converted into the human. It means, for sure, once upon a time, we were the ape, from where we converted into the human being. When we converted into the human being, it is we who created the God. Before that, it was not there. Now, how it has been created? When a huge wind is blowing, we are seeing who is there, nobody is there. When the earthquake happened, when the volcano came, we got scared. Who is doing this thing? Who is having such a power by which entire mountain can get erupted? When we started looking out the sky, rain is coming, but who is falling and how it is coming? When we started looking, at that point of time, science was not there. We were not knowing. As a result, what happened? People started believing something is there. Now, what is that something? People do not know. As a result, people attached this something to their nearby objects. Look at the people tree. We worship it. Why? It is having more roots. At that point of time, people thought that the supreme power has given him the most power. We started worshipping. Similarly, river, sun, we started worshipping them. Sun was generating more heat. You felt that it is having more supreme power, nobody can fight against it. River, nobody can control its flow. We started worshipping initially the nature. From that nature, over a period of time, I said, yeah, nature is supreme. Over a period of time, Atharv also started believing. He also started believing. You also started believing. Now, when we all started believing, we started celebrating a type of festival. We started creating the rituals. And from here, this we togetherness came out. Social solidarity came. And from this social solidarity, let's say 8 of the people were there. Now they started having the physical relations. From that 8, 10 came. From that 10, 12 happened. From that 12, more people came. Slowly and slowly the chain started emerging, and like this, the evolution of the society came. Now when we started believing in the nature, We also told this thing to our children in the society. The other people who came in the society, we started talking about them. Like this, the thing started going. But as the human, we are the human beings. Whenever we will going to tell something to other person, interpretation can become different. So I said God is supreme, right? He might have understood the God from the different perspective, and he has transferred my communication to him from the different perspective. Like this, multiple religions evolved. And when these multiple religions evolved in the society, what we said, the purpose of all the religions is same. And then over the period of time, what we said, irrespective whether we follow the Sikhism, whether we follow the Jainism, whether we follow the Hinduism, God is one. This came. It means like this, the origin of the religion came. Then supporting evidences came. Let's say you are sleeping. When you are sleeping, in the dream, you saw that you are climbing the trees. You are jumping the mountains. But when you wake up, you are lying down on the earth. Human beings started questioning, what was that thing which I have seen when I was sleeping? Right? Our dreams. People started questioning, who was that person to whom I have seen in the sleep? And when, let's say, our ancestors died, if they have died, but then after their death also, when we are sleeping, why they are able to get visible in front of our eyes? From here the answer came, soul never dies. And here we started saying, soul is powerful. It can go anywhere. So after the death also, the life is there. Like this, slowly and steadily, in the society, the belief in the religion got more strong. Today you see, we say soul is everywhere. In the river also the soul is there. In the tree also the soul is there. In the human being also the soul is there. And to support these evidences, we started taking the help of the mythological text, mythological videos, which has shown after the person has death, some form of flame is coming out of his body. Right? And we started thinking, oh yes, after the death, see, soul is coming. Various religious textbooks came. Bible, Quran, Gita, right? It came. Who has written them? Human being. It is not the God who came here. In the Hinduism, we say, Varna system is there. Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved. From where these Ved came? There must be some person who has written on the paper. Without writing, how we are going to say? We say they are oral. Sir, even if it is oral also, orally also some human being has told. Now how that human being got to know? Experiences, interpretations. Like this, the religion came. And then the debate started coming that as the science is getting more and more progress, religion will going to wither away. Whether this thing happened? No. In fact, what happened? More the science got progressed, people trust in the religion increased. Classical example, COVID. In the COVID, we tried to create the vaccinations for the COVID. Despite that, in our society, people were there who created the Corona Mai and they worshipped it. Why? They believed it is more powerful than the human being. And the people were worshipping it. Science, even till today, was not able to give the answer for each and every question. That's why people are still inclined to the religion. Even till today, Look at the Chandrayaan 3, right? Successfully, we have launched it. Before the Chandrayaan 3 itself, the major project is headed by the females. They went to the Tirupati for taking the blessings of the god, right? So that the launch can be successful. It means that with the advent of the science, religion has not withered away. As the society has progressed, religion has also progressed. Right? So, look at the broader angle. This is what basically our sociology will going to teach us. And that's why I said, not only in your selection, I guarantee you this thing, in the next 4 months, after knowing about the sociology, the way you see your society, your perception will change. That I assure you 100%. Either with respect to the food, with respect to your relations, with respect to your regional identities, your way of looking the society will change. This is the quality of the sociology. Right? In your natural, which is the most favorite non-veg? Pork is there, right? Here you get it. Here you get it, pork. Some places, not very quite regularly we're going to have it, right? Chicken we can get it. Fish we might going to get it. Mutton we might going to get it. Now why? You don't eat. But let's say you became the collector of the Arunachal Pradesh. And everywhere the pork is there. Just imagine this. You might not be able to even like the smell of that. You might not be able even to see that how the pig is getting killed. But their people culture is like this, sir. They are living right from the childhood like this. They have been socialized like this. Right? It means we are living in our diverse societies. And in the diverse society, you are coming for the civil services. So your staff members can be there who eat the non-veg, you do not. But you cannot feel guilt about it. Might be your inner conscience does not agree. You can say, I do not eat it, but yes, you can have it, I don't have any problem. It means being a collector, we need to understand each and every perspective. We need to understand the culture of that area in which we are going. Unless and until we are not going to do that, we will never be able to adjust in that society. My student itself, Aditi, she is the collector of your Vijayawada only, right? And she is from the Delhi. So the Delhi student posted in the Andhra as a collector, the biggest challenge was first of all to learn the Telugu itself. Unless and until she will not going to learn that language, how she will be able to connect with the people, right? And after connecting with the people also, another challenge is people should accept her because she is coming from outside. And we know this thing that the regional feelings are there. When we are going there, you have to deal with the regionalism also. There are the people who are coming from the Andhra Pradesh state services also. They will feel, ma'am is from the outside state. Then another challenge is what? Another challenge will be not only generating the trust among the people with respect to you, but also to carry out the development projects for the welfare of the people. Right? Now, it can have the different perspectives. You went to Tirupati, you went. Now, if you all will going to go to the Tirupati, you will going to see most of the females, child, male, they are totally shaven, totally cleaned. Right? No hairs will going to be there. When you are sitting there, everywhere you will going to see that the people are without the hairs. Such type of the belief is there. Such type of the faith is there with respect to the Tirupati. And when you go, people are waiting 30 hours to get the darshan of the Tirupati. Right? Some people are there, they get the VIP darshan. Some people, they might going to take the 300 rupees ticket. In that 300 rupees ticket also, you have to wait for 4 to 5 hours. And the people who are going normally, if let's say you went, ma'am, today, and you are feeling that I'm going to have the Tirupati darshan, at least take the program of 2 days. If you have went today, you will be allocated the coupon that, ma'am, you will going to have a Tirupati darshan day after tomorrow at 12 p.m. Till that point of time, what I have to do? Nothing, ma'am, sit here only. Your mobile will not going to be there with you. They will be serving you the sambar and the rice, right? No problem at all. But nothing else will going to be there. Regional diversities. Got it? So this is what? In the sociology, again I'm saying, sociology is within you. What I have to take out is to bring out the name of the scholars. Why the sociology came in 1838? If we are saying sociology is a science, how? Because till now, we have always believed biology, physics and chemistry are the sciences, natural sciences. Now in the biology, physics and the chemistry, I can have the test in the lab, chemicals, hydrogen and the water, how they will going to react. I will going to increase the temperature to the 100 degree also and to the minus 30 also. But can I put atharv into the lab and say, let me see at the 100 degree how the atharv will going to react, and in the minus 32 how the atharv will react? So we are the real human beings. We are living in the real society. Society cannot be kept in the lab. Then how? We are saying sociology is a science. Through the observation, through the interview, through the questionnaire. There is no other method. Right? When we are basically trying to do these things. Now, if I'm observing you, sir, from outside and you are not knowing it, typical example is when we are eating the food in the marriage parties. Typical thing, right? We are eating accordingly. Let's say the camera came and they are observing you. Sir, your way of eating the food, all of us change. And you say, Arey yaar. Now what is happening? It means you got to know na, that somebody is observing you. You changed your behavior. But when you are not knowing about this thing, that somebody is observing you, you are showing your reality. So here, observation is the key thing. We will ask you the questions. The questionnaire will going to be used. Comparison method will going to be used. Only these are the criteria by which we try to come out certain conclusion in the society. And this is how we say sociology is a science also and sociology is not a science also, both. Clear this thing? And then the role of thinkers will come. Thinkers will be very crucial. Thinkers are in fact the heart and soul of the sociology. So this is a rough idea what I have given to all of you. First, I will going to start with that topic which are already knowing to you. So I'll start with the political sociology tomorrow, so that you can get little bit adjust with this subject. The terms are known to you. What is citizenship? What is nation? What is state? What is power? These terms are known to you. Only I will going to put the spices of the sociology on that, so that the flavor of the sociology can come. Right? Any other question is there? And lastly, sociology questions are quite repetitive. If you will going to see the previous year questions, you will always going to see that the questions are always repetitive. So this is an edge for us. Right? Any doubt to anyone, online or offline? Okay. Any doubt? We can give the solution for that, right? But again, the thing is, how many of the people will going to accept it? Right now also, let's say you are ready for your intercaste marriage, right? Let's say example. But if your father or the mother says, will not going to agree. Now either you will going to run away, or either you will going to say, no, I cannot leave my family. They are the one who have nurtured me, right? So without their consent, I will not going to do anything. Then there is one more concept is there. As you are staying in Delhi, you are very well known about it, Khap Panchayat. Now the Khap Panchayat are basically the traditional orthodox elders who are living in the society. And they say, if you try to go out of our social norms, we're going to murder you. So in the name of honor killing, they murder either the boy or the girl. Why? They say our traditions are there, our parampara is there. Then how you will going to do that? Secondly, if the politicians are asking the vote in the name of caste, even we are also giving the vote in the name of caste now. Why? We are also feeling that yes, our caste should get more superiority as compared to others. So politicians are using because we want. If we really need to have a casteless society, first of all, make the politics free of the caste. Then we can think over it. But it will never happen. Rather, the trend shows in the modernized perspective, more casteization has increased. You won't believe in the civil services itself. I am seeing it. When you become the civil servant, your respective community will organize one felicitation program to felicitate you. Like if the Jain students will going to become select, they are the Jain organizations who felicitate and invite the Jain students to congratulate them. Why not the other students, ma'am? Others also got selected. But they feel our people got selected. Right, this thing. Similarly, it is there with respect to every community. Clear? So, tomorrow we will be starting with the political sociology. Yeah. Not everywhere, sir. I tell you why. See, if we are going from the north to the south, you can clearly see that some sort of differences can be there. Yes. But reason being, we are seeing this thing that we want to have a development of our region. And for that, if you will going to see, the South Indian people, they are more inclined towards the medical colleges, right? Toward the other thing. In North, it is still not there. In the South, the people, when they are worshipping the gods, right? They are having the very strong belief and they follow their traditions thoroughly. Here in North, we are following it, but according to our convenience. Yes, here also it is there, but comparatively less. Rishtedari, right? Relatives. Clear? Rest we will going to do tomorrow. Right? Thank you.